Okay, so last step for the pixel stretch effect. Here I go. I'm going to add some text into this composition. So to add some text, you just have to click on the T letters here, and you're gonna click onto here this element. You're gonna say that you can't do that if you're on a group, so you're just gonna click outside, and if you click on the T, now you're gonna be able to set a new layers. The font family that I'm gonna choose is gonna be against. So you can check that onto the description, and in order to install it, you just have to unzip it and to right click onto it and to install for all the user, and then reload your Photoshop in order for the font engine to take that in consideration. So I'm gonna click and Ctrl T to make it bigger. I don't want to play with the lorem ipsum stuff here, so I'm just gonna double click on the T, and I'm gonna change the element. I'm gonna type stay while and press enter when it's done. Pick the move tool, and here we go. Again, if you want to change the color here, just have to double click into the T, and into the contextual menu you're gonna choose white and press enter. Make it bigger here, and from this vectorial text you can display the size of your choice. You don't have really a lot of limitation with it. So I'm gonna just change a little bit the mood here, and I'm gonna have another tiny kind of effect here. I want a little bit of change of this element into it, and I want as low that this text is gonna be just behind the scatter here. So my scatter is there, so I need to put that just around here. So I need to change a little bit of the style in order to be able to see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just you can as low do some kind of stuff, even if it's risky. You can, if you know that you don't want to edit again your text, you can rasterize it in order to move it in a different way. So for example, you can press Ctrl G in order to have a backup here, or you right click and you duplicate the layer, and then you can right click and rasterize the text. Okay, that's just gonna create an image. So from now you can, for example, pick just the part that you want onto your text, and now you're gonna be able to cut and paste in order to be able to move that the way you want. Okay, so just to show you some different kind of style with the text, even if, as you can see, that don't change a lot here. So but anyway, just to show you some different technique to manipulate the text. So I'm gonna erase that. I'm gonna keep this one. So from now what I want to do is to add some inking effect around this element. So you have some set of brush into my package. You can add them if you go to brushes and install brushes. I give you a link how to add the brush. I'm gonna show you here. I've got my brush. You click into the tiny burger menu and you say import here, and I'm gonna pick the encre.abr, and that's gonna set my new folder here with the kind of brush that I create for you. So the first that I need to create is going to be my ink one, and that's just going to create just around here. So you're going to create a new fresh layer, just going to create some tiny effect here. As you can see here, you have to pick your flow to 100% now, because that don't going to be able to see it. So yes, as you can see, that's going to change a little bit the way it's displayed. You can as well right click and change the orientation of your brush if you want to have some different kind of element here. So I'm gonna set some kind of chaos into it. Yeah, as you can see here, that's gonna add a little bit more of life into your image. So then after, you can just erase the part that you, if you think that you don't need this part, for example, you can do that way. I'm just gonna make it more vibrant. You can as well on a new layer. I want to add something just behind this building here. So my building is right here, as you remember. So between these two layers, I'm creating a new fresh layer, and into my brush tool, I'm gonna pick now the splash effect. So this is a brush that I create just with a photo, so you can enhance the size. I'm gonna pick a radius of 1000 and just click one time or two into it. Oh, it's the erase tool, so I need to change for this element here. Yep, and as you can see, that creates something. Yep, cool enough. I'm gonna redo that. I'm just pressing Ctrl Z, make it bigger. I think it's, yep, better to have that way, just in order to create some kind of relation between the building onto this element. So from now, what I can do as low is you can as low play with this different kind of element. If you want to press Ctrl J, you can play with this different element, okay, in order to have some different kind of play with the stuff here. So you can even redo it that way if you want to have some more style or different element. So this is okay for the text. Let's do another tiny trick here. So just behind of this typography here, I'm gonna create a new solid color here, and I'm gonna pick not something really black, something just on the top, something like this, and I'm gonna say okay. So from now, what I want to do is just to have some two bars around the typography. So what I can do here is just invert my layer here by pressing Ctrl I. Okay, so it's not display actually. You're gonna just close here, just click on the link between the solid color onto the layer. So now I just need to press Ctrl T, and this one I said that it's empty, but normally you should be able to transform that. So let's do that in the other way. So now you can transform by holding Shift and Alt. So you're gonna have something like this. And now let's do the invert by pressing Ctrl I. Okay, so that lets you have the typography in the front of this element. Okay, so even the kind of inking is going on the top. So that's gonna reinforce the effect, the scatter that's gonna pop out of the image. So now let's finish with a tiny post-production effect. So we have already created an exposition effect here. You're gonna see that it's give a lot more better result here. Let's add another one, and we're gonna play with the two different layers. You're gonna put in a new adjustment layer, and you're gonna add a loot file here. So the loot file that I select into this element is gonna be the film stock. So you see that it's a little bit too strong here. I just need to lower the opacity. I'm gonna set the opacity to something like 40%, and let's see what it was before and how it is now. Just gonna reinforce the effect into a pixel stretch. So this is mainly done. So I hope you enjoy this kind of effect on this kind of masterclass. So don't forget to click on the subscribe button and to leave a like in order to push more the content, and to add some comment if you need to add something, or if you want to get some exchange. Thank you, and see you into a next video. Bye bye.